Why success feels impossible until it suddenly happens. Success has a strange way of playing with your mind. At the beginning, it feels painfully slow. You work hard, you stay disciplined, you keep showing up every day, yet nothing seems to change. You wake up early, you read the books, you build the skills, you improve little by little. But when you look at your life, it feels almost identical to yesterday. That's the moment when most people begin to doubt themselves. They wonder if they're wasting their time. They question whether they're talented enough. They start believing that maybe success is meant for someone else. Someone smarter, someone luckier, someone who had better opportunities. Eventually, many people quit, not because they lacked potential, but because they misunderstood how progress actually works. The truth is that success almost never looks like success in the beginning. It looks like repetition. It looks like boredom. It looks like ordinary days stacked on top of each other. And that's exactly why so many people give up before anything extraordinary happens. Imagine watching an iceberg floating in the ocean. From above the surface, it appears surprisingly small, but beneath the water lies the massive foundation holding everything together. The part everyone notices is only a tiny fraction of what's actually there. Success works the same way. People notice promotions, businesses becoming profitable, athletes winning championships, creators gaining millions of followers, authors publishing best-selling books. What they don't see are the thousands of invisible hours that happened before those moments. The early mornings, the failed attempts, the quiet practice, the mistakes, the loneliness, the doubt, the countless days when nothing exciting seemed to happen. Those invisible moments create every visible achievement. Unfortunately, our brains aren't naturally designed to appreciate invisible progress. We crave immediate rewards. We want proof that our efforts matter. We expect today's work to produce today's results. But meaningful progress doesn't follow that timeline. Think about learning a new language. The first week feels confusing. The second week feels only slightly better. Even after several months, conversations may still feel difficult. It's easy to believe you're making almost no progress. Then one day, without even realizing it, you understand an entire conversation. You read a paragraph effortlessly. You think in another language. The breakthrough appears sudden. But it wasn't sudden at all. It was quietly built through hundreds of ordinary practice sessions. Success often follows this same pattern. For a long time, nothing seems to happen. Then everything appears to happen at once. This creates one of the biggest illusions in personal growth. People believe successful individuals experienced overnight success. But overnight success usually takes years. Consider a bamboo tree. After planting the seed, you water it every day, week after week, month after month. Nothing visible appears. Many people would stop watering it. They'd assume the seed failed. But underground, an enormous root system is developing. Only after years of invisible preparation does the bamboo suddenly grow several feet in just a short period of time. To someone watching from the outside, it looks miraculous. In reality, the visible growth simply reflects years of invisible development. Your life often works exactly the same way. Every book you read, every workout you complete, every difficult conversation you have, every skill you practice, every failure you survive. None of them seem life-changing individually, but together, they create a foundation strong enough to support extraordinary success. Another reason success feels impossible is because we compare our beginning to someone else's middle. Social media makes this even worse. Every day you see finished products, successful businesses, luxury lifestyles, perfect routines, confident speakers, fit bodies, financial freedom. Rarely do you see the years of uncertainty that came before them. You compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Then you wonder why your progress feels so slow. The comparison isn't fair. Every successful person once stood exactly where you are now. Confused, uncertain, invisible. The difference is that they kept going after the excitement disappeared. Most people are motivated when they begin. Few remain committed when the process becomes repetitive. Discipline always becomes more important than motivation. Motivation helps you start. Discipline helps you continue. Consistency creates the results. This is where another misunderstanding appears. People think successful individuals never feel discouraged. They imagine confidence comes first. But confidence is usually the result, not the starting point. You become confident by keeping promises to yourself, by showing up repeatedly, by surviving difficult moments, by proving through action that you can continue even when progress feels invisible. Confidence grows quietly, just like success itself. There's another invisible force working in your favor: compound improvement. Imagine improving by only 1% every day. 1% feels insignificant, almost meaningless. Yet over time, those tiny improvements begin multiplying. Knowledge compounds, skills compound, relationships compound, discipline compounds, financial investments compound, even your mindset compounds. Small improvements repeated consistently eventually create results that seem completely out of proportion to the effort. From the outside, people only notice the outcome. They don't notice the years of accumulation. Perhaps the hardest part of any journey is what psychologists often describe as the valley of disappointment. This is the period where effort is high, but visible results remain low. It's where the gym still doesn't show dramatic physical changes, where your business earns very little, where your YouTube channel has only a handful of subscribers, where your writing receives almost no attention, where your investments appear insignificant. Many people assume they're failing. In reality, they're simply standing inside the valley where every meaningful journey begins. The people who eventually succeed aren't always the most talented. Often they're simply the people who stayed long enough to reach the other side. Another important lesson is that failure is often invisible progress wearing a different disguise. Every failed attempt teaches something. Every rejection improves resilience. Every mistake provides information. Success rarely moves in a straight line. It zigzags, it pauses. Sometimes it even appears to move backward. But every obstacle becomes part of the education. Imagine climbing a mountain hidden inside thick clouds. Most of the climb happens without seeing the summit. If you judged your progress only by what you could see, you'd believe you weren't getting anywhere. Only after reaching above the clouds do you suddenly realize how high you've climbed. Life often feels exactly like that. Progress is frequently hidden until perspective changes. There's another reason success feels impossible. Your identity changes more slowly than your habits. At first, you still see yourself as someone who's trying to exercise, trying to save money, trying to build a business, trying to become disciplined. But every repeated action quietly changes your identity. One workout doesn't make you an athlete. One investment doesn't make you wealthy. One chapter doesn't make you a lifelong learner. But repeated often enough, those actions become who you are. Eventually you stop saying, "I'm trying." You simply become the person who does those things. That's when success begins accelerating, because your habits no longer require constant motivation. They become automatic. Another trap many people fall into is expecting constant excitement. Real growth is rarely exciting. It's often repetitive. The same morning routine, the same reading habit, the same practice session, the same difficult work, day after day. The ordinary routine becomes extraordinary only after enough time has passed. People celebrate the final performance, not the thousands of rehearsals. They admire the finished building, not the years spent laying one brick at a time. They applaud the championship, not the countless training sessions nobody witnessed. Greatness is built in private before it's recognized in public. And perhaps that's the greatest secret of success. Recognition comes last. Growth comes first. The world usually notices your results long after you've already become the person capable of producing them. Success isn't created on the day people begin applauding. It's created during all the days when nobody is watching. So if your efforts currently feel invisible, if your progress seems painfully slow, if you wonder whether any of your work is making a difference, remember this: the seed doesn't question whether it's growing while roots are forming underground. The bamboo doesn't apologize for spending years building its foundation. The iceberg doesn't become powerful because of the small part people can see. Its strength comes from everything beneath the surface. Your future is being built the same way. Every disciplined morning, every difficult decision, every page you read, every dollar you save, every workout you finish, every failure you learn from, every promise you keep to yourself. None of them may seem extraordinary today, but together, they're creating a version of you that doesn't exist yet. One day, people will call your success sudden. They'll ask how everything changed so quickly. They'll assume you were lucky. They'll believe it happened overnight. Only you will know the truth. You'll remember the quiet mornings, the lonely evenings, the invisible progress, the moments when quitting seemed easier than continuing. You'll remember choosing consistency over comfort, patience over urgency, discipline over excuses. And then you'll realize something remarkable. Success never arrived all at once. It was quietly growing inside you every single day, long before anyone else could see it, long before you could even see it yourself. Because the greatest transformations in life don't happen the moment the world notices. They happen during the countless invisible moments when you choose to keep going. And that's why success feels impossible. Until suddenly, it doesn't.